Lucia Carmona has been singing since she was little, performing with friends at the plaza in Juarez.
On that time, it was the rigor that we live in Mexico because of political prisoners, political asylums, political issues that we have as students, as workers, as citizens.
She was just a teenager. Within a few years, she says, almost all her friends disappeared or were killed.
It was a war against the people.
Juarez, El Paso, and Las Cruces are one place to her, home. Governments don't always see it that way, though. Recent bills before the U.S. Congress ask for billions in increased border security, including more Border Patrol agents. Vicki Gaubeca of the ACLU of New Mexico says that is the wrong answer.
Well, we've seen that with this massive deployment of Border Patrol agents to the U.S.-Mexico border, there has also been an increase of human and civil rights violations. And so one of the things that we're advocating for is for increased accountability and oversight.
Inspired by the quilt used to raise awareness about the AIDS epidemic, she's sending patches of a quilt to Congress.
Several of the panels were created in citizenship classes or Spanish as a second language classes here.
Here in Las Cruces, the pieces of the quilt have to be packed up and put in a box before they're taken to Washington, D.C. And then there is when they'll be taken out and pieced together.
Each panel represents a unique testimonial or personal story about family separation or about the need for spending money in schools or in parks instead of how we're spending it now, which seems to be only on enforcement.
Chair of the Doña Ana County Board of Commissioners, Billy Garrett, attended the send-off for the quilt.
Right now we're struggling with the fact that federal and state funding for grants is being dried up.
He says the federal government never provided millions of dollars to flood victims in Doña Ana County. It has him asking why they would possibly spend billions on increased security.
I think security is important. But what I'm saying is, at what point do you say enough is enough? And we have other needs that would actually make the border stronger and better for everybody.
Lucia has been singing her song of immigration reform for 30 years. She hasn't sung the final note yet.
I don't want to give up. What I see always is or the challenges that we confront every day or every time where we get to the point, okay, now what? Then we have another challenge.
Sloan Patton, KRWG News.